Welcome again, everybody, to another segment of First Person, sponsored by the Precision Strip Company in Minster, Ohio. A great place to work, and as we say all the time, a good place to either start your career or finish it. They're always looking for good people. Go to precisionstrip.com or the address that scrolls across the bottom of the screen here and check them out. Give them a call. Again, Precision Strip in Minster. A great place to work, good people. They might like to meet you. Sponsors of First Person here on PressProsMagazine.com. For the second segment in a row, we're doing basketball here in the heat of the summer. Last week we had Kurt Gettemeller in the story with the champion Flyers. I'm sure that you got to watch that a little bit last spring in Division IV at Marion Local. And the guy to my right here is number 33 with the Dayton Flyers, but number 1 in the hearts of St. Henry, Ohio. He's Ryan Mikesell, the redshirt junior, returning for his junior season this fall. Great to see you. You look well, and thanks for taking some time here, whatever you're doing for the 4th of July, to be with us.
Happy to be here.
The elephant in the room, and I think everybody in MAC country knows that after your sophomore year, you missed entirely your junior season due to a hip surgery, and I'm sure people firsthand would like to know how you are, how that went. Are you back to full speed, and how you feel?
Yeah, so I had 2 hip surgeries last summer, May and June. I'm back to full go. It was a long recovery process. I think it was 8 months until I stepped on the court. So it was a lot of tedious rehab, boring rehab at times, but my trainer did a tremendous job keeping me kind of patient with the whole process. So, but yeah, my limitations are basically in the weight room. Just that'll be kind of a life thing. But everything else on the court, I'm full go, practicing, doing all that stuff. So
the irony of your injury was it wasn't something necessarily happened because of basketball, maybe exacerbated by playing basketball, but something that was there to begin with.
Yeah, I think there was definitely some red flags in high school, but I didn't have any pain in high school. I was just really inflexible, but I just thought, I just didn't stretch enough. And then when I got to college, my freshman year, as soon as I stepped into the training room, our trainer does this evaluation or whatever, and he says, like, yo, your hips are really tight, you got to stretch every day. So starting freshman year, I stretched, every day, maybe twice a day. Wasn't really getting any better. Sophomore year came around. I started to get this hip pain, and then we tried yoga, dry needling, acupuncture. We were trying everything just so I could play. And then towards the end of the year, I was just in so much pain where I would talk to our doctors and our medical staff, and I was like, I can't play basketball like this. So we went and got an MRI, and then we found out the diagnosis, I guess. I messed up hips, so we went and got it taken care of, and I feel way better than what I did a year ago. So.
I had a Labrador Retriever one time with messed up hips. Different story than yours. And it wasn't worth near the time and the effort to get that one fixed the way that you got yours fixed. But that's part of it. It's a good story, and I'm glad you're well, and looking forward to your junior year. People are obviously interested, because there's a lot of Flyer fans up here. This is Dayton Flyer country, a lot of alumni up here, people who are probably going to end up sending their kids to school, but they follow the Flyers, win or lose, that want to know the difference. You were recruited by Archie Miller. Archie goes to Indiana last year. Anthony Grant, who played at Dayton eons ago, it seems, is in. People are going to want to know the difference, personality, expectations, whatever. How are those two men different? What was your experience?
Okay, yeah, so I was recruited by Arch. I think at the beginning of my junior season, I started to get interest from Dayton. And during the recruiting process, I knew he was intense, but then when I got on campus, it was a complete another level. He was very demanding. It was kind of, it was almost like his way or the highway, like, you got to do this, you got to do that, which, I mean, is a great thing because he won a lot of games. So that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to somewhere where I knew, we were going to play hard and we were going to win and we were going to share the basketball. And so my first 2 seasons, we won a lot of games. We won A-10 championships. And then obviously Arch took the job at Indiana. And then Coach Grant came in, and I didn't even know the name Anthony Grant until I found out he was the head coach. And then I did my research, found out he was a player at Dayton, heard awesome things about him. I didn't hear one bad thing about him going into
Alabama and NBA.
Yeah, and he played, and then he was a coach at VCU before Alabama, so he was familiar with kind of A10. But yeah, he was. The biggest difference, I think, is just their demeanor.
Personality?
Personality, yeah. Just Coach Grant is more patient. He wants the players to figure it out before he steps in, whereas Coach Miller, he was very, it was kind of, there was just this intensity about him in practices where you knew as a player that you had to play hard if you wanted to even have a chance to step on the court. So Coach Grant, he's also about that, but the thing that I like about Coach Grant is he is more hands-off. Like I said, like he wants the players to figure it out, which I think is really, really vital to a player's development in terms of growing each year and figuring it out yourself through failure, and then obviously learning from those mistakes and growing.
Ryan Mikesell from St. Henry, Ohio, and the University of Dayton Flyers is our guest on this segment of First Person. Again, sponsored by the Precision Strip Company in Minster, Ohio. I know it's the dream of just about every parent who has a child that grows up in basketball, football, or baseball. If that child wants to play college sports, that they get that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I'm quick sometimes from my own experience eons ago to tell people, careful what you wish for, because it's not going to be necessarily what you lived in high school. The personality, I think a lot of people expect the coach's personality to match you, but in reality, when you get there, you have to adapt and adjust to the personality of that coach, because jobs are on the line, careers are on the line. And I wanted you to share a little bit of your own experience, what that was like making that transition for you to get there and realize that, hey, look, they're dead serious about this, and I might not get a pat on the back if I miss 2 free throws at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you think you work hard in high school, and then you get to college, and it's a complete another level. Just the intensity, the sense of urgency is just out of this world compared to high school. I mean, dudes are bigger, faster, stronger.
That's right.
So you got to work on your game, not only on the court, but off the court, through nutrition, through lifting weights, through making sure you get enough rest, hydration, doing all that stuff. So, you know, it's really a full-time job. Like, I don't have any really opportunity to work in the summer. I'm there all throughout the school. I take summer classes. We work out like twice a day. We have yoga. We have, you know, different team meetings just to make sure we're all on the same page. Yeah, I'm pretty much busy throughout the entire day. And then in high school, you go to school, you go to practice, and then that's pretty much it. Whereas in college basketball, there is no really, you know, going to school and then going to practice. You got to go to school, you got to go to practice, you got to go to weights, you have to make sure you get the right nutrition, the right hydration, because all those things are just so much more important than what you realize once you get there.
You know, Thad Motta told me at Ohio State a few years ago that he said the competitive difference in college basketball, you have to understand it this way: the guys you play against every night, for them it's do or die, because the goal of every Division I college guy is to get to the NBA, to get to the next level, and they're coming out every night as an audition for the next step of their life. Did you find that, have you found out to be the same case in A10?
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing is when you get out there and you make a mistake, it is just so magnified. Like
more people watching.
Well, more people watching, and you know, in high school you could get away with, you know, instead of chasing a screen, you run over the top, and then if you do that in high school, or if you do that in college, he runs to the corner, bangs a 3 on you. It's almost guaranteed it's going to happen. Like, mistakes are just, you just have to know the scouting report inside out. You got to know what dudes want to do out there. So, yeah, like you said, just like competitive nature, dudes are bigger, faster, stronger. You just have to kind of just deal with it. And me personally, I love kind of the competition aspect of it. So. When dudes come at me, I love it. They start talking trash to me. It kind of brings it up another level, which is what it's about, I think.
And you learn to say dudes a lot in college basketball.
Yeah.
It's an entire different personality in and of itself, isn't it?
Yeah, I've learned so many different types of slangs just from people across the country.
And they do talk trash because I'm there courtside sometime and get to hear that. I'm sure that for those Flyer fans that we talked about a moment ago, they're interested about the new guys coming in. Because obviously at the end of the year, there were some empty chairs around the Flyer table of guys that left. So give people just a quick insight as to about some of the people, the freshmen coming in and their quality.
Okay, so we have our first freshman is from Cleveland, Ohio, Dwayne Cohill. He's a guard, kind of a combo guard, scoring guard.
And a lot of people know about him.
Yeah. He was a big-time player in high school. I think he was like a 2,000-point scorer. So, yeah, he comes in. What I like about him is his competitiveness. I think our first open gym, we had some dudes going at him and they were scoring on him, but he never backed down. He always continued to play defense, and that's kind of what I like to see out of freshmen. I want to make sure they're not timid or anything like that. So that was good to see. I think he'll definitely help us a tremendous amount this year. And then Frankie Purcelli, he's from New York. He's a big-time shooter. He's about 6'8", lefty. I really like his game. He's pretty smooth, a little skinny, but all freshmen are. So he'll put on some weight. It'll help him out. And then we have some transfers who will have to sit out this year. Ibby Watson from Michigan, who is a big time. He'll be a really good player in the A-10 for us. He knows what winning. He knows winning inside and out. Obviously, Michigan, they went to the national championship this past year.
Final game.
Yeah, so he comes from a winning culture. And then we have Rodney Chapman from Chattanooga, who played some big minutes there. So anytime you have a kid who come in with college experience is huge. And then we have a JUCO player from the Dominican Republic, Jerry Matos, who is he's a little older, but what I like about him is his like willingness to work. Right now, he's kind of figuring it out, because JUCO is a lot different than Division I basketball. But I think he'll be a big time shooter for us and a big time just playmaker altogether from what I've seen.
Neat part of Ryan Mikesell's story. It all started right here in this gym at St. Henry High School. This is a great story. We wish you nothing but the best. Good to see you healthy again, happy, and looking forward to your. I guess this would be your junior year, right?
Yeah, redshirt junior. Yeah.
2 more years to play. A lot to look forward to.
Exactly.
Thanks for the time, and
no problem.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Great to see you, Ryan Mikesell, and that wraps up this edition of First Person, again brought to you by the Precision Strip Company in Minster. Check them out. Great place to work, to begin your career or to finish it. Our thanks to Ryan and the sponsors for this opportunity on First Person. Again, we appreciate your support of what we do on PressProsMagazine.com. Until next time, we'll see you then with another edition of First Person.